Tino, also known as Kalmaegi, is nearing landfall. Now a severe tropical storm, borderline typhoon. In fact, on microwave imagery, we peer through the upper level clouds here, since we don't have the advantage of radar coming off of the Philippines. You can see that low-level center getting wrapped up, and if you watch closely on the western side of the image here, it passes north of Palau there towards the bottom. See right here, there comes Mindanao, Leyte, and Samar into the picture. And based just on the extrapolation of where this is headed, looks like it's going to be making landfall just towards the south of Tacloban, putting them right in the right front quadrant, as well as the east coast of Samar and Leyte, where there are storm surge warnings in place at this time. Now, once again, and let's stress this over and over and over, this is not Yolanda, this is not Odette. Cat 1 to Cat 2 storm, based on everything we're seeing right now. There is some rapid intensification happening, but the good news is that there's not a lot of time. That's bad news and less time to prepare, but good news that this storm doesn't have a lot of just real estate to work with. Now, if you look at the Google DeepMind, I am still a little surprised, but the DeepMind has been pretty accurate. It's still showing a Cat 3 to Cat 4. That's the caveat here. This is the new AI model that seems to usually have a good grasp of these storms lately. The time and time again, it's been really nailing the forecast. I think the accuracy and the direction, spot on. See where this is coming on shore? Just towards the south of Tacloban, basically passing on the southern end of Leyte. And yeah, I think this track just off the northern portions of Cebu, so Cebu City could miss out on the worst of this. Good news there, but definitely the northern half of the island getting hit quite hard. Bacolod there, off towards Negros. Panay Island also going to be hit, southern portion of that island, and then it tracks off towards west. Still a broad field with the interaction with the northeast monsoon, by the way. So I'm talking about the low-level center where kind of that inner core of this storm system is headed. That's going to be taking that. But you can see kind of a lot of the convection still off towards the north here. We have the interaction with the northeast monsoon. So that low level center is important, but it's not the end all for the impacts. I'm just talking about those typhoon strength winds. So let's look at the time frame here, a little closer look here. So this is going ahead into Monday night. This starts to come on shore closer to midnight, but I mean the worst of weather is already going to be there well ahead of it. And we look at the center line, you see how according to JMA it passes just towards the south of Samar, right there over towards Leyte, north of places like Siargao, okay? Then you see as it tracks just across Cebu throughout the day here on Tuesday, and by Tuesday night, it emerges off of the west coast of Visayas, passing north of Palawan, and then heads off towards the west. So you can see your time frame there. This dot right there, see it on the right side where my mouse is? That would be 9 p.m., 120 miles per hour. So a typhoon off of the coast of Leyte and Samar later on this evening with that landfall after sunset, closer to midnight, crossing over Cebu. That's bad news for Cebu, by the way, and I don't like that because that is going to be an overnight storm. Now, for the worst of the areas, rough. For some of you, maybe southern tip of Cebu Island, you're probably by the time this passes by, you'll be waking up and you'll go, where was this storm? Honestly, this storm doesn't have a lot of girth on it. So the further south you go, it's going to extremely lessen. Further north, the wind field does extend a little bit higher because of that interaction with the monsoon. So let's time this out. There's your time frame in the top right, Tuesday at 2 a.m. Passes over Leyte. By the time you get to Tuesday morning sunrise, Tacloban, improving conditions, you'll be able to go outside at that point. It's that overnight time period that you're going to be seeing that highest threat of storm surge, gusty conditions, all of that. Northern Cebu, basically into the morning, and then as we go ahead into the evening, starts to move off towards the west. All along, Manila's only going to see, by the way, passing showers further towards the north. Not seeing a typhoon by any means here. And let's zoom in another time frame again. This time I'm going to show kind of a little bit of the winds here, all in kilometers per hour, as this comes on shore, passes just towards the south of Samar. Based on even microwave imagery right now, I would say that's fairly accurate. You can see those winds up and over 100 kilometers per hour. Typhoon strength would be 120. I'm sure gust at the very least will be that high. My worry is that, those winds kind of getting thrusted up into Tacloban Bay. You could be looking at that storm surge threat. Look how far far north the winds, tropical storm strength extend, though, across Leyte and Samar back towards the north. You really just have that interaction with the northeast monsoon, and you see as it kicks off there towards the west. So that's the wind, that's the storm surge threat, but also we're talking about the rainfall threat with that flow, not only in the core of the storm, but that northeast monsoon. There's going to be widespread areas that could see 200 to 300 millimeters up and down the eastern seaboard. So places like even the Bicol region, the east coast of the Sierra Madre Mountains, also going to be looking at a threat of some heavy rainfall and some localized flooding here. So multifaceted threat. The storm system is gathering intensity. I think it is going to undergo a little bit of rapid intensification just prior to landfall, but it just doesn't have a lot of real estate to work with. I can't stress that enough. It's pretty much out of time at this point. So severe tropical storm, I would dare say if we had hurricane hunters out there flying into it, it probably would already be rated a typhoon. I say hurricane, typhoon hunters like they do in the Atlantic. But at least for now, we just got things like microwave imagery here to use, and it looks like that inner core of the eye is forming. And if we just extrapolate that once again, watch this. So basically heading just south of Tacloban there, or could be passing right overhead as we go ahead later on tonight. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, as always, doing my best to keep you informed and updated on what's happening out here in the Western Pacific. If you have any questions, I would like to hear from you, okay? I can't get to them all. Sometimes I do try, but I do want to, do my best to keep you safe, informed out here. But I think the number one thing is also continue to check back in with Pagasa. They're going to be your local weather agency. They're the ones who are going to tell you what's happening in your specific neighborhood. I try to make these as an overview update and an early update. We've been talking about this storm for about a week now out here, so we try to look at the long-range guidance as well as the short-range guidance. Speaking of long-range guidance, there is another storm behind this I'm also continuing to keep an eye on for the time being. Definitely not my priority. There is a little bit of uncertainty with this. It's still long range, 7 to 8 days out. And there's going to be a big interaction with an upcoming code search that I think is going to put a little stop to any development. But if you see people saying 7, 8 days out, storm, just showing a model with no context, just take a deep breath. It's not that they're lying to you, but they're just providing information, that limited information. I guess it is lying. It's like somebody, if your significant other or girlfriend, boyfriend says, I'm cheating on you, or are you cheating on me? And then you say, what is it? Like, no, or you say, you don't say no, you just say, I love you back. I don't know. It's you're providing information that you're not lying, but you kind of are, is what I'm trying to get at. So if you see those posts, just be careful. All right. Anyways, big shout out to our Patreon members who support this channel. I'm going to use this part of the video to just say thank you to everybody that does. Don't click off yet. Just Joe M, Abe Tolentino, Philip Veloso, JP, Steve Munchnick. Garmin was supporter for the channel for a long time. Just over donated, and thank you so much. Guion, Wanda, Douglas, Chad Briggs, D Fresh, these are all super typhoons, $10 a month. They support the channel, and we're able to make these videos every day, multiple times a day. And my goal one day is to be able to do this full time. We're never gonna be there, it seems, but still, we're able to afford these fantastic graphics from, by the way, if you are curious, it is Metro Weather Weatherscape. This is software, broadcast level software. They help us out too here at Western Pacific Weather. And if you're ever looking for somebody to just look for some weather software, maybe for a business or anything like that, check them out. Metro Weather, fantastic group of people there too. All right, as always, thanks for watching. Though, number one thing, of course, friends, is stay safe out there. All right, it's gonna be a rough day here across eastern Visayas.